Hey all, Glenn Kirschner here. Please enjoy this video on the Political Voices Network.
I'm sure you saw this headline. Top MAGA lawyer Mike Davis warns of civil war if Trump is sentenced in New York. To the 34 felonies he was convicted of. He said if Merchan doesn't declare a mistrial on November 19th, Trump will be sentenced on November 26th. So let's ask Judge Merchan this. Does he really think he's going to send the president-elect of the United States to Rikers Island instead of letting the American people send President Trump back to the White House? I'm not advocating for this, but is he looking for civil war?
That's right. That's right. When you want to continue to act in a lawless way, threaten violence. And that's what these idiots are doing. And it's irresponsible, but it's also transparent. Save the dear leader at all costs.
So what do you think is going to happen with Judge Merchan?
I'm sorry to say, I got to call it the way I see it. I don't think he's going to be sentenced because Judge Merchan is going to rule that, no, I'm not dismissing this case based on presidential immunity when he committed most of his crimes before he was even president, and the ones he committed while in the Oval Office were not official acts. Then what happens is Trump's lawyers immediately appeal it, and everything gets stayed, including it gets paused, including the sentencing. That's what I think will happen. But frankly, I hope Judge Merchan moves on to sentence him and then just stay execution of the sentence. What does that mean? It means I'm sentencing you to prison, but we'll go ahead and pause that sentence from starting until you run through the appeal process. Let it hang over his head.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing. Justice is coming, but it's like when your first Uber cancels and then also your second one, and then the one that says it was 2 minutes is now 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's coming. Okay, you also threaded time for Jack Smith to indict Trump co-conspirators like Rudy, Sidney Powell, John Eastman, and others. So are we going to see the Jack Smith report? Is this going to at least be public?
I think we're going to see, just like we saw the Mueller report, we're going to see the Jack Smith report. There's going to be a lot in there that we haven't seen before because now the priority is documenting all of Donald Trump's crimes, putting it in the public square. So Donald Trump can't order Matt Gaetz to destroy all the evidence that Jack Smith has accumulated during his investigation. And I remain convinced that he really should indict the unindicted co-conspirators because, Steph, if he doesn't, guess what? The statute of limitations expires, and the people who helped Donald Trump try to steal the 2020 election will never be held accountable, and that is not acceptable.
Well, I mean, we're getting slivers of justice, like Mark Meadows is not able to move his trial to federal. I mean, everybody's crimes can't just not matter just because Trump gets a pass, right? You can't just go, okay, then nobody's crimes matter.
Not if we care about the future of democracy, no.
I don't even know where to start with this. Trump supporters popped open bottles of champagne and toasted Trump's promise to pardon all the rioters, including Ashley Babbitt's mother. This one headline, Trump risks significant blowback with decision on pardons for January 6 rioters. I just feel like we're not in any normal universe of predictions or punditry. Are we? Like people going, oh, he won't do that because of this. Like we're not. With the laws of gravity don't apply anymore, do they? I guess a solid majority of voters oppose some of Trump's, obviously him pardoning January 6 rioters. One analyst says, does he do nothing, allow the court cases to proceed, risk angering his base, or does he abuse the pardon power to grant clemency to insurrectionists? Like 70% of the American people oppose pardons for people that obviously were violent and beat up police, etc., right?
Yeah, if he pardons the J6 defendants, the insurrectionists, that will be giving aid and comfort to an insurrection in anybody's interpretation of those pardons. So if he does that, I would like to say there will be hell to pay, but there rarely seems to be hell to pay for Donald Trump's crime and corruption.
This Mike Pence story, he and Karen are literally praying that Trump doesn't pardon the rioters. And he, when asked if Trump will go off the rails in his second term, he said the American people are just not going to have it. Are you paying attention to anything, Mike Pence? Like, you don't want they still have their gallows. He's now, just to FYI, teaching political science at Grove City College in Mercer County, Pennsylvania. And was still thrilled with last week's election results. Said, I'm very encouraged by the early appointments of the president-elect. I think they're off to a good start.
Wow. And is he moonlighting as an assistant manager at Home Depot?
Glenn, you said something during the break real quick before we go that, a lot of people are saying that he's going to overreach, that people do not realize what they voted for, yada, yada. Another prosecutor said Gates is a buffoon. He has absolutely no qualifications to run DOJ. Can he wander around firing everybody? Yes. Does he understand how the Department of Justice works in a way that it would allow him to maximize its potential for abuse? No. Is he smart enough to figure it out? Also, no. Is he charismatic enough to persuade insiders to help him use it effectively? Very much no. But Gates as attorney general will do petty, flamboyant, stupid things in clumsy ways. Some of these things will be very bad, but clown shoes are preferable to jack boots.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Clown shoes are preferable to jack boots. But let's end with a point of light, Steph. So part of my mission right now is every day trying to find a point of light amidst the darkness, while recognizing we got a lot of coming darkness. Here's the thing: when Donald Trump had the Oval Office, the House of Representatives, and the Senate, what did he accomplish? Exactly nothing. Did he build a wall and did Mexico pay for it? Nope. Did he? His marquee pledge: I will repeal Obamacare, the ACA.
Yeah.
Did he even do that? The answer is no. Did he do infrastructure? No. He accomplished nothing. Why? Because he's an incompetent imbecile.
Have you seen
and I don't think he's going to be able to do the damage he hopes to do this time around.
Have you seen the interviews with the Trumper? That's a couple of Trumpers that said, he's going to get rid of liberals, though they're Obamacare, but he's going to keep my Affordable Care Act. Thank you, America. Okay, in this last one, U.S. Supreme Court, a check or an enabler of a second Trump presidency? I know this. They're talking about, Thomas and Alito stepping down. Alito's already said he won't, but we're going to be right on this prediction, aren't we, Chris? He's going to replace them with those two E-Trade pickleball babies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They're smarter.
Do you wonder how young his next appointees are going to be?
Yeah.
Somebody said, our friend Joe from Jersey said, where is Batman? There's no one coming to save us, Glenn. It's just... Yeah. I guess that's all you can hope for is people are, already seem to be having record regret. I mean, just based on everything, interviews, Google searches, you're like, anyway.
But you know what? You can never lose betting on Trump's incompetence to get done what he has promised. He failed before. He will fail again. And as always, we're the ones that we've been waiting for. And we're going to keep getting up and fighting every damn day until we right this ship. We have to.
And I posted several pictures of me molesting you at LA60 Liberal Show back last Saturday when we were 25 years younger. And I once again compliment your wife on not only being gorgeous, but having an excellent sense of humor. Thank you.
Yeah, she's the best. Thanks, Steph. Love you guys.
Thanks, Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn.
All right. See y'all.
Hey all, Glenn Kirschner here. I hope you'll join me on my new audio podcast, Justice Matters. I'll be using my 30 years as a federal prosecutor and Army JAG to unpack, break down, and explain the legal issues of the day, particularly where the legal intersects with the political. Please look for Justice Matters with Glenn Kirschner wherever you generally get your podcasts.